The five accused of Salouni's murder were remanded to 14 days judicial custody. The court asked the police to keep in safe custody the CCTV footage of the incident and not to tamper with it as it stands to be material evidence on record. Police had said the assault was captured on CCTV cameras installed in South Delhi's Kotla Mubarak area, which showed one of the men wrapping a cloth around Akha Salouni's neck and swinging him around in the air, pinning him down to the ground and showering blows and kicks on him. All the accused were booked under Section 302 murder of the IPC and various provisions of the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act.
This is one of the examples of racial discrimination. You ask those two guys who were accompanying this victim. I wanted to hear from them what are the languages they use, what are the venom that they spit when they were committing this crime.
There were three guys with him, which means along with him and two other friends also. And one Bihari and one Northeast guy. So our target was directly to the two Northeast guys. And fortunately, that Bihari friend and another Northeast friend, he ran away and then he was targeted. There itself, they bashed him and brutally attacked and killed.
Three guys were there, two Manipuri, the people from Manipur, and one guy from Bihar. All of them are three. When they were coming, the last guy who was coming was the Narendra Sharma, who is the Bihari, and the front guys who are going are Manipuri guys. They passed that Narendra guy, and they stopped before reaching these two guys, and then they stopped the car between Narendra and the victims who have died, and they attacked the person. So you can all other information that has built up. Once people notice that what is that road race about it, element is there, okay, they have passed there, but they did not harm Nagendra Sharma, and they attacked the persons who are already gone. Their car has not even reached there. So where is that road race, and why do they differ from the racial profiling? Because they clearly look different. Nagendra Sharma completely looks different. So that person was excused, and here they are attacking.
There might have been, because they might have undermined him, just thinking that he looks different, so he might not have anybody here to support him. So they might have underestimated, they might have just thought that he is nobody, we can just beat him up, run away, nobody will blame us. So maybe those kind of things, and it is due to his face, he looks different. So there is some kind of racial element in that. I won't say it is exactly racism, or maybe he just looked like that, but then he looked different. That's why, which instigated the people to take action against him. So that's why a bit of racial discrimination has been here. An element of racial discrimination cannot be denied here also.
If you look at the media reports, for example, certainly the frequency with which these incidents are appearing confirms the fact that violence is increasing towards people of the Northeast. But I would also like to say that that apart from the fact that yes, Northeast become vulnerable to these kind of discriminations, you also have to look at it with the larger context of the Indian nation state itself, in the sense that you also see the kind of unease which you find among the youth of India. There is increasing aspirations, among the youth, which perhaps the state is not able to fulfill. That leads to some kind of disgruntled feeling, and so when you see others, who are coming from outside and availing facilities, so a sense of intolerance increases.
One very important thing is, I think, if and when the rule catches up with people, with whoever the criminals or the culprits are, with regard to the hate crimes that are being committed on Northeast, I think it will send out a very strong message that you cannot mess with the right of equality, right of life of any citizens, of any fundamental rights of the citizens of the country. Those crimes that has been actually perpetrated on our Northeast people, those cases have never met the end. So far, we have never had any substantial results. Let's, for instance, go back to the Nido Tanya case, where the whole country was shaken up and the media was covering the news and almost everyone was issuing statements. What has happened of the case? We don't know. It's lost in the big Bermuda Triangle.
When there is a racial issue attack on person, there is no IPC which immediately they can apply. So they have to look for what is suitable, and they don't find that. So they put into many kinds of IPC which do not suit. Then finally, oh, this is not this matter, so the case gets defeated. So the victim doesn't get justice in any case.
As per statistic, as we have been studying, the figure grows more, and the more we protest, the more we agitate, and then it seems that the crimes are increasing day by day. The Nido Tanya case happened in January. Then after that, we protested and we knocked the door of the democracy and parliament democratically. Then thereafter, we thought that something will at least decrease and will be safer. But then it seems that it's coming more and more. And before Nido Tanya case event, there are so many cases unreported. So many cases unreported, which even the police don't want to report it, and the court don't want to solve the issues.
As of May, 7 of those charge-sheeted in Nido Tanya's racial killing case are facing charges of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, illegal confinement, and offences under the SC/ST Atrocities Act, but not murder. CBI, which took over the investigation in March, dropped the murder charge, pressed by the Delhi police on the ground that the fatal assault on Tanya was not premeditated, but resulted from an altercation over the breaking of a glass counter. One of the accused was given bail in June, as he is the only earning member, and his family was on the verge of starvation.
You just go there, and when we speak to the police, they tend not to give attention to our complaints, and they don't want to file an FIR. They don't say, okay, kya evidence hai, and what is that? Instead of showing all the evidence, then they don't want to entertain us. So that shows that it's a real clear discrimination that shows to our people.
Instead of protecting the law, they are the one who are discriminating, who are calling us Bahadur, Jingi, because they don't know us. They are Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans. But that is very unfortunate. First, the Delhi police also should initiate to create awareness among the citizens of Delhi.
The police and laws are one of the things that are really important, and community support also is important. Community support now is coming up, in recent times, with increasing violence. You find support centers, for example, are coming up. So when a northeastern, person, is exposed to any kind of discrimination or violence, so they have, a place where they can lodge a complaint or where they can seek support. Before that, there was none of this kind.
Delhi Police has set up a special cell with a special helpline number 1093. As per statistics till the 19th of July, before Salouni's death, the cell had received complaints from the helpline 275, complaints through WhatsApp by a nodal officer 32, complaints through SMS by a nodal officer 18, complaints through email 25, complaints received by post 5, complaints received by the DCP 4, and of these complaints, racial discrimination cases were 17. There were also 28 suggestions, and the total of complaints and suggestions were 387.
Delhi police is extremely conscious of the need to ensure protection of all citizens, particularly those who are vulnerable, like those coming from northeastern part of the country. And in this case, investigation is on. Once we reach certain conclusions, we'll share it with you.
We talk about the long-term solutions. We have been speaking to many seminars and workshops and meetings. We have discussed with the police, with the NGO, with the RWAs. Thing is that the mentality has to change. The mindset has to change from the grassroots level. The word chinky and all that is nothing, but then what comes in their heart, in their mind, then when they saw us, they look down as to inferior status. So they don't bother. They are not scared of saying whatever they feel like saying. Just less thinking that we will be heard, we will be offended. So what I thought that the mentality has to change from the community based as a grassroots level.
I think if you look at the people who come from the northeast into the cities of Delhi, many of them, they come with very good intentions. They come with high aspirations to improve themselves, join some educational institutions for courses, go for some training, and then get into a good job, earn a good living and send money home and improve their lives. Perhaps one thing which makes people from the rest of India or the dominant community tend to perceive that people from Northeast India, are engaging in drugs is because of the different lifestyles that we lead. In a sense that, people in the Northeast have a different way of life. They usually mix together. They usually go out together. They play music. They love songs, and dances. They love to party, But there's nothing wrong in doing this. Partying is not an evil, Young people certainly would like to get together after the day's work has been done, to let down their hair and relax, and be with each other. But the perception from the rest of the community, is that they are engaging in some anti-social activities, which is very, very wrong.
The solutions, we have to sensitize the issues. Government have to have the will. University have to have the will. Everybody has to involve. We need a collective effort to overcome this mess. See, we need sensitization, discuss, and educate the culture and people back at home. See, and vice versa. But people should educate ourselves.
See, this is to do with perception. Change of perception takes a lot of time, and therefore, a lot of efforts has to be taken from all corners to see that. Of course, the major thing has that deterrence aspect is to do with the enactment of law that acts as a deterrence to many people who would be afraid of doing things like that. So after that, all other legal measures, other administrative ground measures can be put in place.
One of the things also which I've noticed in the case of people from Northeast India is that many of them get to seek these call center jobs, professions which requires two things. One is, Western clothing, and the other thing is erratic, irregular timings. Many of them, they work in call centers, they come back late at night or they leave early in the morning. So people in the neighborhood where they live, jump to conclusion that these people might be indulging, in some kind, of irregular, activities. So therefore they come at odd hours of the day. But they don't realize that these people are going for the work, they're coming from the work, So therefore, one needs to try to understand the problems and the issues, that people of the Northeast are also,
The mentality has to change from the community based as a grassroots level, and then they should learn. So we've been discussing that we need to have a cross-cultural, let's say, relationship with the mainland people. They don't know what is our culture, and we need to show them what is our culture, and we need to also mingle with them, talk to them, and they also need to talk to us, mingle, have a good relationship. And then only that when they get to know us more, then the respect grows. That's what I feel. Many of our people will not be able to actually pump up our 56-inch chest and say that we are all proud to be Indians. हमारे 56 इंच का छाती सीना तान के हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि हम भारतवासी हैं जब तक इन जुल्म और जो भी अन्याय हो रहा है हमारे ऊपर उसके ऊपर हमें न्याय नहीं मिलता, and justice delayed is justice denied.